Does grass seed go bad? I've had a bag of grass seed stored in my shed for a few years, and when I finally got around to using it, I noticed only a small fraction sprouted, suggesting it had lost its viability over time. Do chickens eat grass? Whenever my chickens are let out to roam the yard, they happily peck at and eat the grass, which seems to supplement their diet nicely. How often to water grass seed? When I was establishing my new lawn, I found that watering the grass seed lightly every day for the first couple of weeks helped ensure even and healthy germination. Do mice eat grass? I often see mice scurrying through the yard, but they seem more interested in seeds and grains rather than nibbling on the grass itself. What to do with grass clippings? I prefer to leave my grass clippings on the lawn to decompose naturally, which helps return nutrients to the soil and reduces the need for additional fertilizer. When does grass stop growing? I've noticed that my lawn growth slows down significantly as the cooler autumn temperatures set in, usually around late October. What animals eat grass? In my experience, rabbits, deer, and my own dogs often munch on the grass in my yard, each seemingly enjoying it for different reasons. Will bleach kill grass? Once, I accidentally spilled some bleach while cleaning a patio, and it left a noticeable patch of dead grass that took months to recover. Will grass seed germinate on top of soil? I've learned that grass seed needs to be lightly raked into the soil for better contact. Seeds left on the surface tend to dry out and fail to germinate properly. Can guinea pigs eat grass? My guinea pigs absolutely love fresh grass from the garden, which I make sure to offer them in moderation as part of their varied diet. Do birds eat grass seed? Birds in my yard often swoop down and peck at freshly scattered grass seed, which can significantly reduce the amount that actually germinates. How many blades of grass are there in the world? While it's impossible for me to count the blades of grass in my own yard, let alone the world, I can only imagine the number is astronomically high. Can chickens eat grass? Yes, my chickens frequently forage in the grass, picking at it and the insects hiding within, which keeps them entertained and well fed. Can dogs be allergic to grass? My dog sometimes gets itchy paws after playing on the lawn, which makes me suspect he might have a mild grass allergy. Does baking soda kill grass? I tried using baking soda to deal with some garden pests, but it ended up burning patches of my grass, showing it can be quite harmful. Is grass growing a chemical change? Watching my lawn grow each season, I appreciate that it's a biological process driven by photosynthesis, rather than a chemical change. Do fleas live in grass? After my dog picked up fleas from playing outside, I learned that these pests can indeed thrive in grassy areas, especially in warm, humid conditions. How to get rid of moss in grass? I've had success using iron sulfate to control moss in my lawn, applying it in the spring and fall to help the grass dominate. How to get rid of mushrooms in grass? When mushrooms popped up in my yard, I found that improving drainage and reducing organic material helped limit their growth. How to identify grass type? I've spent time comparing my lawn to photos and descriptions in gardening books, and you can search grass in our website to determine the specific type of grass you have. Is grass biotic or abiotic? From my experience in gardening, I know grass is biotic because it is a living organism that grows, reproduces, and interacts with its environment. What insects eat grass? I've seen various insects like grasshoppers and certain types of beetles nibbling on the grass blades in my yard. What type of organism is the grass? Grass is a type of plant, specifically a member of the Poaceae family, which I've learned from my interest in botany. When does lawn grass stop growing? My lawn typically stops growing when the temperatures drop consistently below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which in my area is around mid to late November. When the grass grows over me, I find the phrase poetic, as it reminds me of the cycle of life and how nature reclaims everything in time, a thought I ponder while tending my garden. Will ammonia kill grass? In an unfortunate experiment gone wrong, I learned that using ammonia-based cleaners on my patio led to some unsightly dead patches of grass. Does dog poop kill grass? I've noticed that areas where my dog frequently goes tend to develop brown spots, likely due to the high nitrogen content in his waste. Is grass a weed? In some contexts, particularly in my flower beds, grass can indeed be considered a weed when it grows where it's not wanted. When to plant grass seed in Michigan? Based on my gardening experience, the best time to plant grass seed in Michigan is in the early fall when the soil is still warm, but the air is cooler. When to plant grass seed in Ohio. Similarly, for Ohio, I found that late summer to early fall is the ideal time to plant grass seed to ensure strong root establishment before winter. Du frogs eat grass. While frogs frequent my garden pond, I've never seen them eat grass. They seem more interested in insects and other small creatures. The horses eat grass. Every time I visit a friend's farm, I see the horses happily grazing on the lush pasture, showing that grass is a major part of their diet. Do lizards eat grass? The lizards in my garden seem to prefer insects and small bugs over grass, although they do sometimes use the grass for hiding. Do hads eat grass? Rats in my area seem to be more attracted to grains and food scraps than to the grass itself, based on what I've observed. Dos quijels eat grass. I've watched squirrels in my yard, and while they don't seem to eat the grass, they do use it to line their nests. Can you overwater grass? Yes, I learned the hard way that overwatering can lead to fungal diseases and shallow root growth, harming the overall health of the lawn. Does chlorine kill grass? When I accidentally spilled pool water on the lawn, it left yellow patches, indicating that chlorine can indeed damage grass. Does crossbow kill grass? I've used crossbow herbicide to target broadleaf weeds, but I was careful to avoid spraying it on the grass to prevent any unintended damage. Does dish soap kill grass? Trying a home remedy for pest control, I mixed dish soap with water and sprayed it on my lawn, only to find it caused some grass to turn brown. Does sand help grass grow? In my experience, top dressing with sand has improved drainage and helped my lawn grow thicker and healthier over time. How to remove dead grass from lawn. I've found that raking out dead grass and reseeding the bare spots has been effective in revitalizing my lawn. Is grass a vegetable? Grass is not a vegetable, but rather a type of plant in the Poaceae family, distinct from the vegetables I grow in my garden. Why is my dog eating grass all of a sudden? I've noticed my dog eats grass occasionally, which seems to help with his digestion or to induce vomiting when he's feeling unwell. Duendes eat grass. Ants in my yard don't seem to eat the grass itself, but are often seen carrying seeds and other small food items back to their nests. Do bears eat grass? From my readings and occasional encounters in the wild, I know that bears do eat grass as part of their omnivorous diet, especially in early spring. How deep do grass roots go? From my gardening experience, I've observed that grass roots generally extend 6 to 8 inches into the soil, but this can vary with species and soil conditions. How to grow grass in clay soil. Amending my clay soil with organic matter and ensuring proper drainage has helped me successfully grow a lush lawn despite the heavy soil. How to grow grass in shade. Choosing shade-tolerant grass varieties and ensuring they get adequate water and nutrients has allowed me to maintain a healthy lawn even in the shadier parts of my yard.